All right. Oh, wow, wait. Everybody just calm down. Everyone just calm down. I didn't realize it was that humid in my room. I apologize. Uh, whew. Sorry about that. Now you can be graced by my super sick dumb voice and that ear-piercing screech. Because I apologize, because I was not aware that it was that humid in my room. I'm sorry. I am sorry. I am very sorry for that ear murder. Didn't realize how humid it was in my room. I'm very sorry. Alright. So we're going to start off with the daily run. If you do not know what this game is, I can explain to you in a second. Basically, it's a dungeon crawl where you fight monsters, but you have to play cards for it. And you have energy for cards, yada yada, like any card game. So you get 3 modifiers every single time, and the character we're playing is the Ironclad. The Ironclad's starting relic does not matter because the Cursed Run replaces our starting relic. So heirlooms start with 1 rare relic, which is nice, and then whenever you defeat a boss, become cursed. But you start with the Cursed Key, Darkstone, Pear Tap, and the Duvu Doll. I'll explain those once we get into the game. And then all enemies start with a slow debuff, which is fucking fantastic. I did not switch the screen because I am just garbage at this game, apparently. I am garbage at this whole streaming thing. Alright, hey, how's it going? The poofy here. I didn't really point to any stuff on the screen, but I was just reading off what the modifiers are. Alright, so we only have so much energy. This is the Magic Space Whale, which is also pretty just hilarious. There's lore with the Magic Space Whale that we won't get into now. But, ooh, Gira. So whenever we go to a rest site, we can gain strength instead. The fires are rest sites. You can upgrade a card and heal. Alright. So the Cursed Key, the first 3 are the ones we got from the Cursed Run. So the Cursed Key gives us 1 starting energy, so now we have 4, which is nice. 4 is like the magic number, I feel. Like anything more is kind of just like you need stuff for it. You need like extra cards and extra stuff for it, but 4 is like the magic number. So you just get 1 flat energy, and then whenever we open a chest, we get cursed. But whenever we get a curse, we get 6 max health, and we get 1 strength for every curse in our deck, which is pretty bomb diggity. Mike, please, Mike. I am sick, Mike. Please don't do this to me. But thank you for telling me that I did not change the game we were playing. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, Mike. Alright. So, there are a couple of different strategies to the paths you can take. And one of the strategies that I really like, expecting some biting of Isaac. I'm sorry, Mike. I'm sorry, but I have good news for you, Mike. I got a girlfriend, and it's not the worker girl. The work girl and me had a huge fight, and then we made up. So now we're back to like the super awkward best friends where we send each other boob pics. So that's great, and she still brings me free stuff. I'm looking over here at the chat because the chat's over there, but I should be looking up there. But I have another girlfriend now, and she's super sweet. So I think you'll be delighted by that information, Mike, at least. I'm sorry. So like I was saying, one of my the strategy I like to go with is finding as many elites as possible, which are these horned doodads, and they drop relics, which are these things, which can be super powerful to. Well, that was stupid. So I like to start at the top so we can just work our way backwards. So we have 1, 2, and then 3. It seems max. Josh finally accepted your feelings. No! Josh... As much as I joke and say that, like, yeah, I'd totally let Josh fuck me, he's just not into that. It weirds him out. like, obviously he's not gay, so he wouldn't do it anyways. But it just weirds him out because we've been friends for, like, 8 years or... No, not 8 years. What am I... I don't know what I was thinking. I wasn't thinking of someone else. We've been friends for a very long time, and that kind of just weirds him out, because it's like having sex with your sister / brother / what the fuck am I? What's a gender? So we can get 3 relics here, and there's a chest there. And there aren't a lot of fights, but there's possible fights. What is the second one? So we can get a store instead, which is at the end, which is nice, so we'll have enough gold by then. Which still is a store. Oh, it's two stores. Still a chest, and we get less fights. So I think we're going to fucking just risk it all and go for the 3 fights here, because this one only has 1, and it doesn't connect at all on the left side. It's a friendly one though. Yeah, but it's just 2. Like it would be weird. Let me. It would be weird for me, but there wouldn't be any eye contact because he'd just be putting it up my ass, so he'd be behind me. So we wouldn't have to like look at all. He'd just have to like touch my ass and stuff. Which I'd be fine with, because I wouldn't have to make eye contact with him, because that would just be fucking awkward. But for him, that's still too fucking weird. So, and I can appreciate that. So we're gonna start here, and we're gonna risk it all and try to get the 3 relics here. So far, there are only 2 characters, and they each have a separate deck of cards that you can possibly get. This guy's the more like offensive, go in, attack kind of thing, and the other one's that you see on the thumbnail is like the defensive, like shady, like poison you to death kind of thing. Well, I've got answers for you. What are you? I don't know. What are genders? Genders are a spook. Alright? They don't exist. They're just like martial law or people respecting the president. So these guys are kind of annoying because on their first hit they use curl up, so they gain block of whatever the number here is. This game also does an awesome job of showing what their buffs and debuffs are, clearly laid out. None of them get blocked or anything, so we're just gonna hit each of them once. I'm gonna defend for 5 damage. So we're gonna take 2 damage, which is kind of dumb because we don't have our starting trinket that gives us 6 health back at the end of every fight. But we start with 4 trinkets instead, which is pretty bomb. What the slow debuff does is that whenever I play a card, they take 10% more damage. So the 25% less damage doesn't do anything because, you know, we're gaining damage every single time I play a card. Fill all empty potions. And they added new potions. That's what it is. I forgot. They added new potions, and it's fucking amazing. They all have like a unique icon now. It's super cool. And now you can get up to 5 potions. 6 potions, because there's an extra space here now. They moved everything over. So fill all your empty potion slots with iron potions. Maybe we'll save that to see if we can get the extra potion slots, but probably not. Flex is really great because it costs 0 and you just get 2 free strengths. That is not the button I wanted to press. Alright. So at these question mark paths, it can be anything. It can be events like this, where they're just good. There could be events where you have to give up cards to survive, fights, jumps, etc. So it can literally be anything unless you get a trinket for it. Not a trinket, a fucking relic. There are trinkets, relics. I play too many games with things like that. So, of course you are. So with this guy, all you do pretty much is you just spin the wheel and hope you don't land on that, because that hurts. Hey! Alright, what are you gonna give me? Curse. Oh. That's not bad. Curse Decay. At the end of your turn, take 2 damage. I mean, we got 6 health and 1 strength. So, that's nice. Who's my girlfriend? She's in the chat right now. She's Kwa-chan. She's in the chat right now, like, be nice. Alright. They're not doing anything, so there's really no need for me to defend, because the damage you take from curses is, like, just, it's to your health. It doesn't get blocked at all. I'm sorry for outing you, but Mike is a very good friend, and he shows up to my streams, and he's super nice. So, he's a great guy. Yeah, I mean, she has no clue who Josh is. At least I don't think so. No, because he hasn't come up yet, because he only comes up in fucking ridiculous stories. So it really doesn't mean anything. Alright, so the armor potion, now we can actually get 4. Holy shit, I shouldn't have had that drink. My voice is just getting worse. You get 4 plated armor, so at the end of every turn you get just 4 armor for free. Headbutt is because we don't really have a lot of cards, so placing a card from the discard to the top is kind of meh. Whirlwind and Boomerang are super great. Poison, a person on YouTube by the name of Fayose. Fucking okay, I would say the fucking goofiest kid I've ever met, but Keen definitely takes that list. Like, of all the people that I would just let fuck me, as long as they like just did it from behind and I didn't have to look at them, I just wouldn't be able to do it with Keen because he's just so fucking goofy. I wouldn't be able to handle it. He's just so goofy. I wouldn't be able to handle it. But yes, he also streams. He streams like early in the morning, like 6 to 8 a.m. because he works the night shift. But it's a great old time. Usually I'm in there, and I make his chat super lewd. And he loves me for it because I've infected him, because I've known him for so long. So this is 3 to 3 enemies, but this is 5 times X, which is the number of your energy. So we're gonna take that because it's to all enemies instead of a random energy. All right, let's go down the path of the destruction here and try to get those 3 relics. As you make your way down a long corridor, you see a banana, a donut, and a box floating about. No, upon closer inspection, they are tied to the strings coming from the holes above you. It's a quiet cackling from above to suppress the objects. What do you do? What do you mean, can you make it M-rated? Oh, I make sure to make their streams super awkward and sexual every single time I come in. Keen hates it so much, but he still finds it hilarious because I've infected his mind too, so he doesn't mind. But yeah, I make sure to lewd in their chats every single time I come in. So on this one, the box, of course, you can't see inside it, so it's a relic. Usually I go for the max health, but we have relics that give us bonuses for having curses. Oof, That one's rough though. At the end of your turn, lose 1 health for each card in your hand. That is pretty rough. It gives us 6 health and a strength though. But I think no. Alright, let's do that. Yeah, I think we're just gonna give in here and just take the relic. Ooh, bag of preparations. At the start of combat, draw 2 additional cards. Nice. Behind the box, you find the relic. However, you really cried the donut. You were filled with sadness, but mostly you were good. And he's not as weird as his other friends. Still up there. You're definitely one of the normal people of my friends, Mike. I can say that much. And that's saying a lot, because my friends are fucking weird. What the fuck is being posted in this server? Okay, well, alright. The goblins are a main theme of the question mark rooms, where they give you like free stuff. This is pretty much just a memorizing and matching game, but you only get 5 attempts, and you can get good or bad cards like that. I really don't want that. Okay. Do we have... Ooh, hey, nice. The 2 week for 0 cost is pretty great. Yep. So that card is pretty great because it's 0 cost. Okay, good. Oh, second whirlwind? No. Alright, well, whatever. Because when you apply weak, it's 25% less damage when the attacks they deal, and it costs nothing, so we can just play it just because. Alright, so with all of the elites and mini bosses and bosses and stuff, they all have like tricks to them. The trick with this guy is we use a blade on it first, so at the end of every turn we gain 4 armor. So the trick with this guy is he starts off sleeping, and he sleeps for 2 to 3 rounds, and then he wakes up and he gets an attack, and you don't get an extra turn. But, well, you don't get like another turn. Waking up doesn't take up his turn, pretty much. Your second option, if you don't wake him up, is to wake him up by attacking him 1 or 2 times. Sometimes the first time he doesn't attack, doesn't wake up, maybe 2 or 3 times, I don't know, but he's always waking up on the second attack. So he wakes up on the attacks, and then he's stunned for a round while he wakes up, and you get an extra turn. Otherwise, he wakes up and attacks you right away. That's not that great. This is gonna suck because I have a lot of cards in my hand and I cannot play them all. So we're gonna take at least 3 damage here. I guess we're just gonna strike all the way. Okay. Yeah, but fuck Keen. He never wants to raid me. I'm always like, please influence the raid, Mike. Whenever I go into Keen's stream, I'm like, hey Keen, you should raid me. I'm streaming tonight. He was like, I don't take requests. I'm like, bitch, do you know who I am? But he never takes my advice, so I can never get into contact after he streams. And one important thing to note is that they made the system really well with buffs and debuffs, where the number on the card actually changes, and green is positive, it goes up, and red is it went down. So every time we attack, this card was getting changed, so now we do 30% more, so now instead of 6, it does 8. It does 10. It does 8 in general because of our 2 strength, and then when you hover over them, they themselves have the 30% more. In like a once a fucking month stuff, but Hey, Mike, I have streamed 4 times this month, alright? You can go fuck yourself, alright? I streamed 4 times this month, and it was all the mental health awareness stuff, which I'm not doing because it's the end of the month. And cough, cough. There we go. I need money to repair my car, so there's a donation link down in the description. And as you can clearly see, we're only $500 out of the $2,000 that I need. So it's not going great. And I need that money to replace the engine of my car because it blew a hole in its engine block. So cough, cough. There's a donation link in the description. Blind is right here. So we're going to use this, so it's 2 weeks, and now instead of 18, I'm going to be 13, which is great. I'm going to flex to get that 2 free strength just for this round. So now, if you see here, it's 12 for my strength, and then from the slow, it goes up to 2. Streaming to like 2 scales. Okay, Mike, I've been streaming for 24 minutes. You were the one that came in late, alright? You were the one that noticed late. I was depending on you, and you let me down. I don't understand for it. That is unfortunate. Alright, so we're gonna have barely just enough, and I did not plan that at all because I'm not good at this game. So we're gonna hit the 3 at the end for a turn. First mistake. Alright, I'll give it to you, your first mistake. So there you go. So we blocked all that. The icons above their head are pretty useful once you learn them for each specific enemy. There is a lot, but a lot of them repeat the same patterns. So the negative effect that this guy does is he does attack down and shield down. So we get less from blocks and less damage on attacks, down to a threshold for him. So what we're going to do is we're just going to whirlwind, because we're going to do 10 damage 4 times. And he's going to get wrecked. And we're going to take damage as well. So now we only have 1 and -1. Fun fact, if you have a curse in your hand that would take away health and you kill the enemy, the card is never discarded, so you don't take the damage. So we avoided 3 damage there from the curse. Right, 30 gold. This was the relic that I was talking about, so now we can no longer get enemies in the question mark rooms, which is overall a plus, so then you get a lot of positive things from them. Alright. So Combust seems like a great card, because you deal 5 damage to all enemies, but no matter what, you're losing a health a turn. And that really is going to nickel and dime you down if you're facing especially like a really long fight or a boss. You kind of don't want to play that. Hemokinesis is great, but we don't have our trinket that heals us after every fight. So the 3 damage also will start stacking on, even though it is 14 damage, and that's a lot. And I was going to take Anger anyways because I'm super biased at this card because I think it's pretty great. So you just deal 5 damage. Costs nothing, and whenever you play the card, you just double it. So you play it once, now you have 2. Play it again, now you have 3. So you can just keep going on and building up the supply of 0 cost cards for 5 damage, which is pretty nice in long fights. Right. Ooh, this goofy looking guy. Strange blue ooh, can't talk. Strange blue humanoid with a golden helm, question mark, approaches you with a huge smile. Hello, friend, I am Cleric. Are you interested in my services? Sorry. The creature shouts loudly. Heard of a game named Two Worlds 2. I have not. I've not also heard of Two Worlds the First. What is it? What is it? Explain. Enlighten me, Mike. Alright, so you can either heal for gold or remove a card from your deck, or you can just turn down the services. We're gonna remove a card from our deck because right now the only card we have that doesn't really fit in is the 2 for bash. While the vulnerable is nice because they take 50% more damage, every enemy gets the slow debuff, so they kind of already have one without having to spend energy. So, cold blue flame envelops your body and dissipates. Creature grins. Cleric talented. Have a good day. Hey, Fro, how's it going? We have all the buds in the chat tonight. Ow. I need to stop scratching my face because I have like a cut on it from where I got splashed from the high grease at work. And it cut my nose open. And every time I itch it, it really hurts. Because it's a cut. Alright. I guess we'll drink this. 3 free potions. Alright. So we're going to use anger. And then now we have 2 cards. Because the card is great. And we drew 4 fucking defends, which is just great with our extra 2 cards here. So we're going to strike once. And we're just going to block away all of our problems. Spaghetti and chicken parmesan. That sounds very, very nice. I had 2 cans of Chef Boyardee, cold, of course. Then I had dry ramen and 2 hot dogs. And like a okay, so I'm gonna say a third, but this is definitely a fourth because I drank a third last time and I got fucking trashed. And this time I was just kind of buzzed. So I'm gonna say this is like slightly less than the fourth. Vodka? No, it's Bacardi. It's the unflavored fucking version this time because the flavored one is garbage and you can't mix it with anything. I don't have the preview up, but hopefully you can see this in the window. It's just Bacardi Spire, which is the plain one, which has much more of like a kick and a burn sensation than like the flavored ones, obviously, because mixed drinks dilute things. But oh, that sounds really nice. It's a really good RPG. The first game was set. It was a pile of garbage. I doesn't realize that it's set up. Oh, that's really cool. Like, that's just like with I was gonna go back and play the older Fallouts before Fallout 3, and people are like, don't bother, they're garbage. They're like top-down strategy board games, and I'm like, oh, it's kind of weird. You went from that to like open world first-person shooter. It's kind of strange. We're gonna use Flex here for the free 2 damage. I'm gonna use 2 weak here, even though he's not attacking. Right now he's gonna buff and shield, which is the little flames around the shield there. Oof. At least it wasn't like mine where the game glitched and physically wouldn't let me put pieces together. That was a fucking nightmare. And then we're gonna whirlwind because 10 damage 4 times. Now he's dead. Problem solved. Ooh, so 15 block for 2 wounds sounds nice, but the 2 wounds go in your hand and not like the discard pile. So that's a eh. That's eh. Ghostly armor is pretty great, but what Ethereal does is if it's in your hand at the end of the turn, it gets exhausted and it's removed until the end of the battle. So you have to either use it or lose it, which kind of creates a problem. If they're not like attacking 1 round, you still have to use it if you want to use it for later game. Metallicized though, it just gives you 3 block at the end of your turn, and it's pretty great. So, to get your card fixed if you can, if you dare. Fuck that! That video you linked me of the people disconnecting everything from the engine, they're like, it's pretty simple once you get the basics down. And I'm like, bitch, you were taking an engine out of a car. That is never going to be simple. That's going to be simple after 5 years of experience. But that's it. That was kind of, they were pretty dumb in that video. But yeah, it's too much fucking work. Holy shit, the amount of things connected to the engine, never mind the drivetrain or any of that fucking shit. Jesus Christ. And there's a front wheel drive car too. So you literally have to disconnect the front wheels from the engine. Technically. So fuck that. I'll let a professional do it. So Parasite, it's unplayable, so you can't really do anything. This is one of the better ones, because it just takes up space in your deck and your hand. But if you transform it or remove it from your deck, pretty much, you lose 3 max health. So you can do stuff to it in battles, you just can't get rid of it without losing health. Though the good thing is, we just picked up the blue candle, which lets us play curses, even if they say unplayable, and exhausts them so we don't have to deal with them for the rest of the fight, and all we lose is 1 health. Actually very handy in some circumstances, even though it sounds stupid. Yeah. Oh, fucking, I was looking into stuff for front wheel drive cars, and they're so much more expensive to repair because you literally have to disconnect the drivetrain directly to stuff. Directly from stuff. Alright, so this mini boss is a fucking asshole. So his deal is, the gimmick is that you want to play all of your good cards in the first turn before he can buff himself. Because once he buffs himself, anytime you use a skill, he gains 2 strength. And he does like 12 damage around anyways, so it can get pretty out of hand if you play skills to block his attacks. But he just gains more damage, so your blocks really don't mean anything. So what you want to do is you just want to burst this guy down as fast as possible, which is why we're going to throw the explosive potion and a random skill card, which did not fucking help me at all. But we're going to blind because you can't use that next turn. And we're going to flex and metallicize. Powers are unaffected. Powers and attacks are unaffected, it's just when you play skills. And then we're going to attack him 3 times. 15 damage each, because it's slow. That's why we wanted to attack at the end of our turn. Technically, you could have used True Grit, but then we run the risk of discarding one of our attacks and losing out on the 15 or 16 damage. Alright. Medieval fantasy review. This is story, fun mechanics, fun characters. I mean, the Elder Scrolls games are kind of like, they're their own thing, because the games always follow the same theme of, oh, you're a prisoner, you're about to be executed, oh, something happens and you're set free. So I think that's really what gives a Skyrim like the plug and play thing with magic, because it's like, oh, you can use magic. Just kidding, you're set free. Some wholesome headback goodness in the Discord server. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna take at least 2, which is unfortunate. We're gonna, no, just kidding, because this counts too. We're going to take 4, because at the risk of giving him 2 strength, I'm just gonna take the damage. Because we have metallicized, so it's gonna block at least something. That is some wholesome headbats. I will say that much. These are very wholesome headbats. What do you want, Mike? Oh. So you look at me in the game. Thank you. You're a nice guy. No, I was like, we could strike and then whirlwind. Or I could just whirlwind because it's 8 damage 4 times and he only has 16 health. So that's great. Okay, 8 block. So when you're adding cards to your deck, there's an important thing to keep in track, that you want to keep a balance between the cards that do damage and the cards that protect you and give you block. So the past couple times we picked up cards that just were offensive, and we haven't really gotten any block cards yet. So as much as I would really love to take the anger, For like the longevity of the run, to try to give us the best chance, I'm going to skip the free damage and go 8 block because it's 1 cost. I've heard of that. I can't place the game or what's about, but I've definitely heard about World's Drift. Immediate Bone is not applicable right now, but when we're below 50% health, heal 12 instead. In addition, if we had anything else. Instead, in addition. Alright, Bonfire. When you smith, you can see, you can upgrade cards, and when you click on them, it tells you what they're upgraded to. You can also find that out in the deck. You just go click. We're not gonna rest. I think we might want to just give ourselves a free strength because we already have 3. So if we get 4 at the beginning of battle, it'll be great. So that just goes to 8. Oh, it's to 8 now. Right. As much as we'd love it metallicized, it only goes up by 1, which is fair because that's a lot of free block every turn. But I think we're gonna go flex here because the 2 to 4 strength is a huge increase. Nice feature. Yeah, this game would be so much harder if you could only like, if the cards couldn't get better, or you could only like pick up upgraded cards. You couldn't do it yourself. I think the game would be much harder. I almost went to that store and then I remembered that we're trying to go for the 3 relics. So, oh boy, I drew 2 curses first round. So great. So when these guys die, they give you 2 vulnerable, which is not great. Maybe kill them pretty quickly. It's no problem. Alright. We're gonna play Shrug It Off just for the extra slow, because we don't need it, and then we're gonna go here, so 11, and now 12. And he's attacking, only attacking for 4. Take some damage from the curses there. We're good to go. We're good to go. That is not the one I meant to hit. Now they're dead. See, and the vulnerable doesn't even matter. It's vulnerable in the first turn. That's why having 4 energy is the sweet spot. So instead of like 5 3 times, you can do 5 4 times. I have also heard of that game, but I can't remember any of the gameplay, even though I'm sure I looked them up at the time. Second Wind is great, but it's super situational. There are other cards that there's another card that I can't remember what it's called, but it basically gives you 30 block for 2 cost. And when you upgrade it, it gives you 40 block for 2 cost, but you can only play it once a battle. This, you're never going to get that much block for 1, so that other card is so much more useful, so I never take Second Wind. And I usually pay for it, but that's because I'm dumb. And Uppercut is 2. It costs 2, or it would be good, because it's 13 damage, 1 weak and 1 vulnerable. So we're just going to do Pommel Strike, because it still costs 1, but it's 9 damage, and you get to draw a card. Which is pretty great. Alright. So we debuff them with slow at the end of start of every fight. These guys start with 1 ancient relic, which gives them 1 debuff resist fight. So now they have no debuffs for resist and no slow, which is a problem because it could really help on these guys. But the trick to these guys is they always attack in a pattern. So it's always these outside 2 debuffing you first, and then this guy attacking, and then the next turn it's this guy debuffing you and these 2 attacking. And the debuff is not that great, let me tell you. So we get 4 strength, so now we have 7. So now we're going to do 12 damage 4 times, and they're dead, so you don't have to worry about that. But the debuff they give you is phased or shocked or something, and pretty much all it does is just take up space in your deck and in your hand. So you're starting out with 2 phased in your deck, and you could draw both, and those are 2 cards that you can't use and could have drawn something instead. So they're really a war of attrition, those guys, and kind of just fuck up your hand. 30 gold. The old coin is great because it's 30 gold, and we are indeed not coming. Oh, that's right. We missed. We passed all the shops because we were going to do the 3 relics. But there will be shops next floor. There are 3 floors. So that's pretty great. Otherwise, pretty useless. Block potion, which is 12 block, which is nice. We already have a flex, so we're going to do Thunderclap, which is just a vulnerable and does a little bit of damage. Duck inside a small hut. Inside you find what appears to be a forge. The smithing tools are covered with dust. Get the fire roars inside furnace. You feel on edge. So usually this one isn't that great for trying to get a relic, because I've had this 5 or 6 times and I've only once gotten a relic without being cursed. But since we have the relics that I'm pointing, like you can see on camera, it's just like barely in view because this is like my microphone, so I know where the edges of the camera are. They're like my monitor and here, my head. But we have the 3 trinkets that give us buffs for having curses. So lay it on me, curse me good. Just kidding, that is fucking awful. Of all the curses, this is the one I hate the most. Because no matter what, you can only play 3 cards when that is in your hand, and it's fucking awful. So we might get rid of that at the shop, but I'm still totally taking it, and it's gonna bite us in the ass. You decided if you can find anything of use after uncovering traps, uncovering tarps, looking through boxes and checking nooks and crannies. You find a dust-covered relic. Can't shake this ugly feeling as you exit the hut. Maybe you disturbed some kind of spirit. So we did get a great relic for it, though. Ancient tea set. Whenever you enter a rest site, you gain 2 energy at the next combat. So whenever you enter, no matter what you do, it's great. How do you say this to Hearthstone? Hearthstone is pay to win for decks, so not at all. The energy and card mechanics are... The energy mechanic is pretty much just the same as all energy mechanics are. You can't really do much with them. The card mechanic is different, obviously, because you can only have so many cards in Hearthstone, but here you can have fucking however many you want, and picking up the wrong type of cards will totally fuck you over. If you only have defense and only ever pick up defensive cards, you'll never be able to kill anything. Which is bad, because sometimes some enemies just keep buffing themselves with strength as fights go on. Or if you only pick up offensive cards, you're gonna die really quickly because you can't block anything. Where Hearthstone is like, oh, you craft your deck and then you go in. So, I would say not really. Not really at all. I had something else in mind, but now I cannot think of it. So we're gonna move on here. I don't think I want a smith, because there's nothing really worth that much that it's gonna give us if we upgrade. So we're gonna lift and get 1 free strength. You can do this up to 3 times. Games. Yes, they are completely different games. Really not. So we entered a rest site, so now we have 6 instead of 4. Right. Which is fucking awful because we drew this our first turn, but we have the blue candle, which is why I still opted to take this, even though it's fucking awful because we only play 3 cards. So we're gonna lose a health, and it doesn't cost us an energy, and we're gonna get rid of it for the whole game, for the whole fight, because that's dumb. Because this one goes on for a really long time. All right. So the deal with this guy is he turns into an artichoke after you do this amount of damage to him. So he mode shifts, so he has a defensive and attack mode. And once you do that damage, he switches and gains armor. And then in the armored mode, you take damage whenever you attack him. pretty straightforward. But this fight fucking takes forever because A, he has a lot of fucking health, and B, if you're on a roll and you're dealing a lot of damage one turn, his fucking mode shift is gonna fuck you over because you can only do so many damage before he's just like, nah, now I have 20 defense, go fuck yourself. And then you kind of just have to end the turn. So it should be a grand old time. It'll be slightly easier since we have the slow debuff. But we'll see what happens. Alright, so we drew a defend, which does not help us on the first turn. Because a lot of these guys don't attack on the first turn. So we're just gonna go all in. And there you go. We played 3 fucking attacks and he's just like, nah, go fuck yourself. Thankfully we have slow, so we'll be able to cut through the armor. Even though armor doesn't persist between turns. We're just gonna play this to destroy. But in that case, we were able to cut through it. Alright, so he gets Sharp Hide. It's called different things when you get it. But whenever we play an attack, he gains 3 damage. So that's not when he takes damage from like relics, potions, or stuff. That's just when we play a card that does him damage. So, as much as I would love to just defend and whirlwind, we're going to play it smart here. We're going to shrug it off for a block, and then, ooh, 4 strength, yes please. And then we're going to thunderclap, keep him vulnerable. Protecting ourselves here. So now he takes 27 damage 2 times. And since we had a card that did damage to him twice, but the card was only played once, we only took 1 return damage. So with cards that do damage more than once, if the card's only played once, the card can attack however many times it wants, and you only get attacked back once. Alright, so we're going to metallicize. We are going to blind him. He's a jerk. We're going to defend first. Whew, almost forgot about that. And then we're going to use this block pushing so we don't get fucking dunked. So 13. Because he's going to get 12 back. I'll smack myself in the boob, lifting my hand up. That wasn't fun. Thanks, game. Really, you're a real winner here. Alright? You know that you're a real winner. 3 fucking curses in one hand. I think I still have this draw potion. Alright. We could get rid of these curses with the blue candle, but we want to make sure we do it at the end of our turn before we end, because we might take the same amount of damage if we kept them or got rid of them and took the 1 damage. So we're going to defend once, and then 12 times 3. Now it's an artichoke again, or a Brussels. I can never like remember because they look similar. Artichokes and Brussels sprouts. I think, I don't know. I haven't like seen like artichokes recently, but I see Brussels sprouts like more than I thought I would. But I do work in a grocery store, so I guess that's not uncommon. So back to that. So how much are we gonna take? So we're gonna take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6, 7. So let's just take the 2 damage, shall we? That was weird. I don't know. That's just a new effect they added? Okay. So now we're only going to take the 2 damage. It's going to be 6. So with the blue candle, you always want to wait until the end of your turn to get rid of the curses. Unless you have the curse that says lose 1 damage for every card you played. Then get rid of that fucking shit first hand. Alright, so we're going to buff ourselves. Gain a block. Thunderclap. And smack him. There you go. Problem solved. 29 damage. a single card. Why did we gain a curse exactly? I don't know. What? Open a non-boss chest. Gain a curse. Why did we gain a curse then? Okay, whatever. Strength potion is just 2 permanent, which is nice. Go vote mail primary election for California. If only voting mattered. And that sad part is people used to just not vote because they didn't think it mattered, and it did matter. And now people don't vote because they don't think it matters, and it actually doesn't anymore. So that's unfortunate. So offering looks really nice because you lose 4 health and you gain 2 energy and get 3 cards. But it's 4 health. If you don't have a way to replenish that, it's kind of bad. Dark Embrace seems good whenever your card is exhausted, draw a card. But unless you have other things that's going to exhaust cards tons, useless for 2 energy. Reaper though, 4 damage to all enemies, and you heal the unblocked damage, which is really great. So if there's like 5 or so little tiny pesky enemies, you can just use that and you'll be like, bam, I have 20 health now. So I'm gonna take Reaper. Totally worth. So one of the few cards that I think are totally worth 2 energy. Alright. Any Pyramid. At the end of your turn, you no longer discard your hand. That is really good. These are all pretty great, actually. When you die, heal to 50% instead. That works once. Understandable, because it's a lizard tail. Biology. And then gain energy at the start of each turn, but you start combat with 2 wounds in your draw pile. We can play the wounds, but they still take up space. So it doesn't matter. If we get them in our hand, we're still going to be fucked. This is great, but if we don't have any way to get rid of cards to cycle through to the stuff we want, it's really not going to go over well. Another energy would be great, but the wounds, and the tail kind of is just like a safety fallback. But I don't often take the Mark of Pain, and there are like question mark room side quest things that give you bonus stuff for having the Mark of Pain, which is pretty cool. So we're gonna take the Mark of Pain. So now we have 5 energy every turn. All right. I was like, there are no shops. Oh no! And unless you get the trinket, shops do not replenish, so you can buy out all of their stock and just never use any of your money, which is unfortunate. All right, 1, 2. It looks like 2 is the most we're gonna get, but we want to prioritize a shop with fights. I was like, we could get no relics and some fights. Not that great, actually. This side is actually pretty good. So you go here, but there are no shops. And this one gives us pretty much a lot of less fights, but still a lot more than the center path. So boom, there we go. All right, let's do this. All right, so sometimes this guy can show up in normal rooms. Sometimes he's paired with like a mini boss and stuff. But basically, he's just a dick because his block never expires at the end of the turn because he has permanent buff barricade. He has 2 debuff resistances from the artifacts. And on his first turn, he buffs it for 25. So if you don't attack the first turn, he has a 65 shield you have to go through that just doesn't go away. And he does like 12 to 20 damage every turn. So he's kind of a dick. So we're going to try to just rush him down. Which is why he also only has 20 health. But we have no offensive cards in our hand. Still going to flex though, because now we have 10 strength, which is really helping us here not succumb to a power trough. So we can just do 16 twice because the slow got resisted. And now we can just end. They lowered it. Gotcha. That's nice. This guy was kind of just annoying. Alright, so we're gonna take two or one, so I might as well just take one. Reaper really doesn't do anything because it's blocked damage, so we won't heal at all. Though we're full health, because once you beat a whole level, you get returned to full health. So we're just gonna strike here, and I guess we'll use Reaper because it's not gonna hurt anything, and then just take the 10 damage. Thunderclap would be great here before Whirlwind, but he still has the 2 debuff resists, so we're gonna shrug it off. Fucking hell, get out of here. We're not gonna play more than 3 cards anyways. And it has this handy little tooltip at the end, at the bottom of the card. When you're in a fight, that it tells you how many cards they played. So we're going to they're actually gonna play 4 cards, so let's get rid of this. So we're going to defend, strike, and then Whirlwind for 22. That is going to kill him, so we don't have to take any extra damage. Damn Gambler's Spook. Discard any number of cards, draw that many. That is a new potion. That's cool. Right. So we already have a Thunderclap. This is Thunderclap Plus. We can always upgrade ours. Twin Strike 5 twice actually goes over really well with the slow debuff we get just for playing cards. But Armaments Plus is upgraded. And you get 5 block, plus you upgrade all the cards in your hand for the rest of the combat. So if you draw that first turn with our extra 2 card draws, we have 7 cards upgraded for the rest of combat. So it's a really hard sell. Let's look at our cards here. What do we have? For the majority, it's defense, so we need another offense, which these can both be used as an offense because it upgrades everything. But you don't often see a free upgraded armaments, and I don't take this card often, so we're going to take armaments instead. Alright. So we're going to drink our strength potion here, because these guys steal your gold. And after 3 rounds of attacking you, they're going to defend and then flee with all of your gold. And we have 614 gold, so we don't want to lose any of it. So we're going to upgrade all of our cards, like I said, for the whole fight. And then we could just Reaper and kill them in the first turn before they get to steal any gold. Not Reaper, a Whirlwind. We could have Reapered for that extra health, like that 12 or so, and then killed them with Whirlwind, but is the 12 health really worth it? True Grit is kind of hit or miss because it is 7 block for 1 energy, but you get rid of 1 random card. Carnage 20, and if you don't play it, it disappears forever, which is awful for a 2 cost card. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strikes in our hand. So we'd get 12 extra damage for that card, so I think we're going to take this, because we're definitely not going to take True Grit, because fuck that card. Alright, so this duo right here, you have the attacker and then you have the healer. So what you want to do is you want to just focus on the Centurion here, because this Mystic in the back rarely attacks, and all they do is shield and heal. So they're never going to be a problem until you get them alone, or the rare chance that they attack, which they won't while this guy's alive. Unless they changed it, don't quote me. This guy does 12 damage to turn it up. He's a hard hitter, has a lot of health, so you want to go for him first to minimize the damage on your character. We're going to flex. Italicize. This is going to be doing 12. We're going to shrug it off. So we're going to have close to enough, not really much, and then we're going to whirlwind. So we're 15 3 times, which is still 45, which is a lot because we have the bonus from our strength. The curses are super carrying us this run. It's never carried me this hard before. There are curses. We do have a lot of them, and our deck size is like 5 out of the 20 we have, so we're pulling them regularly, but we're mostly just shrugging off the effects because we're killing things so fast, which is great. I should have upgraded that before I used it, but no matter. It's not going to be able to hit us anyways. It's 4 times 3 is not more than 20. And then we can just Reaper, and we can help that. Problem solved. Alright, so you gain 5 dexterity for the round, and what dexterity does, it's that many more block you get from a block card. So we have 5 dexterity, and you use a block that gives us 5, we now have 10 block. Simple. Burning Pact looks good, but it's exhaust 1 and draw 2. You have to exhaust 1 card first before you draw the 2 cards. The order they're listed on the cards is important to remember and take into consideration. Evolve is kind of like a dead card to me, because whenever you draw a status, like, discard 1 card. Like, so unless you're fighting a boss that keeps giving you a lot of status cards, it's fucking useless. Cleave, 8 damage to all enemies. Great card, all around good for 1. Good stuff. There. This is another classic combo that happens, these 2 fuck faces together, which is much more manageable because having 3 of the sentries is really rough, but having 1 extra enemy with the Sphere Guardian is also rough. So the ease of fighting him alone gets cancelled out by the fucking Guardian. So shit's rough. Alright, we're gonna flex. We're gonna play those cards, get them out of here, and then we're gonna fuck this guy's shit up. We're gonna go for him because he's just gonna daze us and take up a spot on our draw pile, but he's going to get 25 block at the end of the turn. So we're just gonna cleave for. We're actually gonna use this first. To get that extra slow. Oh, that's right. They both had relics. So slow doesn't come into play. Thunderclap is useless because it's only going to be on 1 guy, but we're going to use Perfected Strike because it does 26 damage, 6 from the strength and 12 from the Strike Star deck. So we're going to fuck this guy up, and then we're going to do 50, and now he's dead, and we draw on a card, and then we can just defend. Actually somehow have the exact right number of block we need. So we're going to do 10 damage, and if they have less than 10 damage, you only do how much they have, obviously. I'm going to Whirlwind. Now we're almost back up to 4. Searing Glow also seems great. I've never picked it up because it does 12 damage, but it's 2 cost, first of all. But it has no upgrade limit, so you can upgrade it more than once. And putting that much resources into 1 card that costs 2 energy is a bummer. Like, it doesn't matter to us because we have 5 energy, but it's a bummer. We're gonna take it anyways, but it's probably not ever going to be upgraded because that's a lot of bonfires you have to invest into a card. Oh god damn it, not this one. This isn't like a bad... This isn't a bad event, but you either get nothing, or you lose health, or maybe you get something kind of okay. So you happen upon a large group of what looks like purple fire spirits dancing around a large bonfire. The spirits toss small bones and fragments into the fire, which brilliantly erupt each time. As you approach, the spirits all turn to you expectantly. Receive a reward based on the offer. So basically, the cards are sorted of when you got them, but the colors on the cards are important because there are different rarities. So I'll get back to roll the dice. This one's kind of just neutral or bad. It's mostly neutral because you can just get rid of a card for free and they won't do anything. If you try to get rid of like curses and stuff, they'll take it out on you. So like gray is common, then you have like the blue and the gold, and then there's another color, I can't remember what it is. We're definitely not getting rid of Reaper here. So fuck that. We could get rid of Searing Blow because it was just a take it or skip. I say let's actually get rid of a defend because we have 1, 2 extra cards that give us block, 3 if you count Metallicize, so we're not going to miss 1 defend because they're all 1 or 0 cost. You toss an offering into the bonfire. Nothing happens. The spirits seem to be ignoring you now. Disappointing. And then nothing happens. But you got to get rid of a card, so it's kind of eh. Alright, so the slavers here, the quote-unquote slavers, even though this guy is called Slaver. So this guy in the back with the web. It's important that he has the web because one of his debuffs is to stop you from just attacking in general for a turn, which is obviously very bad. So you always want to focus on him first, even though the Taskmaster does have more health and does more. He does a lot of damage for his small size. So we're going to Metallicize. We are going to we're going to Palm Strike here on this guy. We're going to draw a card, see what it is. And we're just going to strike. And then we're going to use the Gambler's Brew because we're going to take a lot of damage if we don't pull a defend somewhere. So these are all going to just go to the discard pile so we can get them back. Not going to be exhausted. And we picked up no defends again. That is perfect. Oh, we picked up 1 defend, but the flex isn't worth it because whatever. But we can just Thunderclap and kill that guy in the back, and now he can't stop us from attacking. I'm like a jerk. Alright, what do we got here? Armaments plus. So now instead of 5 we have 4, but now we do 10 damage 4 times. So they're all dead. Problem solved. So we don't even need to have that be a problem. Brutality looks nice because it's a 0 cost. But you lose 1 health at the start of the turn for just a card, which is just super weak. Clothesline is 2, so it makes it not worth for the 12 damage. And the Sword Boomerang. A little RNG heavy, but it's 3 guaranteed damage to 3 enemies. So, hold on 1 second. So Bottle Tornado, do we even have any powers? That's why I didn't pick it up yet, because I wasn't even sure we had any, and that's just going to go to waste. No sense in not picking it up, but we don't have a power, it's not going to do anything else. So, so we have Metallicize. So when we pick this up, we now have this card at in our hand at the beginning of fights, and no matter what, which is pretty nice. so there you see we have Metallicize, first draw. So we need Armaments Plus, so everything gets upgraded. We have the stupid Slaver again, and the Shelled Parasite, who just has 14 plated armor, so at the end of your turn, he gets 14 free armor. We're going to get a free skill. It tunes your hand to gain 15 block. Sure. That's fine. Whatever. I can't play this card. Oh, that's right, because this only affects curses, doesn't it? Yes. Gotcha. That's something different. Alright, we're gonna do 2 weak to all enemies. And then we're gonna get 4 block turn now. So then I'm gonna flex. They're 10 damage. I'm gonna do 30 damage. Fuck that guy up. And then 24. And then 32. Strength, if you haven't noticed already, really fucking kicks the ass of whoever you're aiming it at. So you want to avoid at all costs giving your enemy any strength at all, because it just fucking snowballs out of control. Thunderclap, and then now he has, and then strike, but why not? Because we have enough. So now 32. Tomorrow, hold on. Where's all my coworkers? None of these are good. We already have Searing Blow. Havoc Plus, it is 0, but you just play the top card and exhaust it. And that's like, oh, okay. And this one, if you have a lot of cards, it also costs 2, so it kind of fucks you over getting rid of them permanently until the end of the battle. Do you want to go to a drag show tomorrow? No, not really. No. Not really at all. So we're gonna skip this one. Explains my thoughts about both the things here. I'm gonna pretend to be interested. Ask them what time it is, but I'm very uninterested. We got armaments again, which is really nice, so we can just upgrade everything. 9 to 12. Holy shit, why does it last so long? 9 to 12? And she would be my ride there, so I'd be stuck. That is fucked. No. That makes me want to go not anymore. Alright. So, I believe this guy fully should be like a mini-boss, and they should just buff him slightly. Because whenever you fucking deal him damage, he gains 3 block. And then the next time you deal him damage, he gains 4 block. And then 5 block. And then 6 block. And no matter what the card is, whenever he takes damage, it goes up. So if the card deals 4 damage twice, he'll gain 3 armor and then 4 armor. And it's really obnoxious. Yeah, that's a long time for a drag show. Like, that's a long time for anything. Like, Christ. I really know. Like, I'm not into drag shows at all. Funny enough, same coworker was just like, nah, I don't really want to go to this drag show, but somebody else wanted to go and she had to drive them, so she was forced to go. So it's kind of like, oh, the tables have turned. Not really, no. Not. The funny thing is, they all know that I'm like not into drag shows, and they keep trying to get me into it. I'm just like, nah, they don't interest me at all. So we're gonna flex first. And we're gonna watch show and then sleep. No, 9 p.m. to 12 a.m. So it's gonna be 4 hours, 3 hours. That's how you styled my hair. It's hair clips. Hair clips are magical. Hair clips are magical. It's like the one hairstyle that I've been doing, because it's the only one that I think kind of looks good on me. Ignoring my face. My hair is just super poofy right now, because I haven't straightened it, and I took a shower today. I was thinking 8 a.m. Yeah, no. Like 9 in the morning to 12 at night, That's like an all-day event. Fuck that. They wouldn't even have enough people for that. They're not even enough people where I live to participate in a drag show for that long. So we're gonna shrug it off because this guy's a jerk. And then we're gonna Reaper. That 21 health back. And then we're gonna Whirlwind once. And blind him because he's a jerk. Such as life is oblivious and constantly show every place. No! Like, I didn't understand how people lose, like, hair ties and hair clips, like, so easily. And they just fucking disappear. I don't understand. Like, I bought... Okay, so I first bought 2 things of these. So there's 6 in a pack, so you buy 12. So I bought 2, so I got 12. And then, like, a month ago, I bought another pack because I lost half of them. And now I only have like these 6 again. Somehow I keep just losing half of the hair clips I have. And it's fucking obnoxious. Same with hair ties, but I've been holding on to the hair ties because I lost the initial batch, but the second batch is I've kept on to because I've been very, very diligent to only put them in specific places where I know they will not get moved. Which is conveniently over there. On the dresser over there. They go in the same spot every single time, and nothing gets put on top of them. Also, I found a bunch today when I was cleaning my room. So. We're gonna use the speed potion, so now we get 5 extra dexterity at the end of our turn. Until the end of our turn. So now we gain 10 block instead. And he fucks it over. We do everything. Yeah. I should actually go check my car because I had a bunch in my car, like hair ties and hair clips, but I'm pretty sure I took them all out when I towed my car because it had no engine. But I could check my car. There's probably some in there. See that pocket purse? Yeah. Glad of the mail. I don't have to deal with this. I mean, you should see Josh's desk. I went over one day and I was like, oh, here's my hair tie, and it was like his because he had like 5 on the desk. Did they take the engine out already, or is it still in there? No, it's still in there. I just say it has no engine because the engine physically does not work. Like, it'll start, but it'll fucking destroy anything else if I actually turn it on, so I'm not turning it on. So no, the engine, the broke-ass engine is still in there. And I just realized it, but they're probably going to like make me pay like a disposal fee for an engine, because you can't really just throw an engine in the trash. You have to like bring it to a junkyard or a salvage scrap heap and like hope they take it, but they're probably going to charge you for taking it. So they're probably gonna make me pay a fee for getting rid of the busted engine, but that's alright. I've definitely planned for that. That's why the goal is at 2,000 and not 1,750, which is what the engine actually costs. So none of these cards are good. We already have an upgraded armament, so this only does 1 card, and it's eh. This looks good because it's 0 and it's upgraded, but it's just draw 2, place 1 on the top. Eh. And this one can only be played if every card in your hand is an attack. When does that happen? Fucking never, that's when. Alright, what curse are you gonna give me? Another normality! Great! This is a new relic that they added, and it's fucking amazing. So whenever you deal damage, and it's going to be 4 or less, no matter what, it's increased to 5. So there are some abilities that reduce everything to 1. The boot overtakes that. So if they're only going to deal 1, no matter if you do 20 or 5, the boot will always make sure it's 5, which is really strong when you have a lot of 0-cost cards, which typically have low attack amounts. That is not the one I wanted. We are at an actual store. Alright. So this is the store. You get a selection of cards, some colorless, and then you get card removal and Oh, hey, look, the potion built. Oh, it is 2. Alright. For some reason, I thought it was 3. It's 2. And then you get relics and potions. They don't replenish unless you have the trinket for it. Do we have any healing? We do for meat on the bone, but we haven't ever gone below 60 health. So this really doesn't do much. Honest mechanic. Direct translation from Chinese, I suppose. That, if there was a place called Reliable Honest Mechanic in my town, I would fucking never go to them. Because that name alone is just super sus and sketchy as hell. I would just never go to them because that's just a sketchy as hell name. Whenever we pick up a skill, it's automatically upgraded, but we're not gonna buy anything. We might. Let's get rid of this second normality because that's a little extreme. We'll go back down to 5 here. But you like my haircut? Thanks. It's hairpins. We just discussed this. Get on the ball. Open your ears. Alright. We don't need to upgrade anything. Do we? That was not what I meant to do. We could upgrade Reaper. Oh, it's only 1 now? Okay. No, we don't need to upgrade anything. So you might as well get to the second relic. They actually do a good job at repairs. The name still is just super sketchy. Before you lies a decorated altar of some ancient entity. Pray, duplicate a card in your deck. Alright, what are we gonna duplicate? Our Flex Plus. That sounds like a great idea, actually. Let's duplicate our Flex Plus. Near respectfully, a ghastly mirror image appears from the shrine and collides into you. Right. Alright. I'm still in the process of doing laundry because I've had to do like 12 loads of laundry, even though this is exaggeration. I've had to do like 5 actual loads of laundry because of how much fucking shit was in my room. So we're going to take a break here. We're not going to listen to this music. We're going to listen to some ball-ass music. And you can look at this very, very good screen right here with the drawing that I drew right in the middle and a bigger counter for the donation. So I'll be right back. I'm going to go do my laundry and then we will continue. Okay. There's no sound coming from my computer, but it shows that the music is playing, so I'm just gonna trust that the music is playing and I'll be right back. Alright, so hopefully there was music playing. It wasn't coming through at all to me, which was super weird. But hopefully it was playing. Alright, I am back. Laundry has been did. Alright, so we are on a mini boss, right? Or indeed, right. Game music. Yeah, the music that was playing during the Be Right Back stream was just game music from another game. Because YouTube's a dick and they literally copyright literally anything I put on here. So for this one, it's fairly straightforward. There's really no gimmick to this one at all, except this guy's a jerk. And he's minions, so minions have the debuff that when you kill their leader, they just leave. This guy's a Fire in Malazors reference, which is pretty funny. But basically, if you kill his minions, he resummons them, and he kind of just fucks shit up like a normal enemy. So, I might need to get going. Alright, thanks for hanging out, Fro, and stopping by and being a cool guy. We didn't get an upgrade all, so that's only one person this time. That's fine. We're going to take 1 damage because we have 3 block at the end of our turn. So we're just going to go all in. Oh, of course. No, I fucking draw it. We're going to all in on this guy. And then we'll be good. Ooh, felt like I was dying there. Is game sound on? It seems quiet. The game sound is not on. You are indeed correct. Guess what? That's because I muted OBS like a fucking idiot. So there we go. Problem solved. Thank you, because I totally would not have noticed, because now I have sound, and it wasn't playing during the outro. But thankfully someone's fucking paying attention to my ineptitude. Well, this is great, because now with that we have 5, we can play 2, 4, 2 cost cards, and the Thunderclap first. So you get a vulnerable, so now they take 50% more. And then we can just deal 42 damage to this fucko over here. And then we can do 32. And we're gonna take a shit ton of damage. But, you know, he's dead next turn, most likely. Alright. We only have 1 strike, so this sucks. So there's no reason to flex at all. Now there is, though, because we got an extra card. So we're gonna do 18 to all enemies. Oh, that's right. It doesn't factor in 6. Problem solved! On Mass Effect Andromeda. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking, but holy shit, if the writing and dialogue and like stuff in that game isn't just fucking spot on perfect like every other game, the animations are just dumb. And I don't understand why they are, because it's literally the same group of people who did 3. Again, I'm looking over here at the chat. From what everyone understands, it's the same group of people that did 3, but there might have been budget cuts or something. So they hired some shitty face animator or whatever. So the animations of them walking in the faces are just fucking awful. But the story, I think, is much better than like the first or second one. It's like on par with the third one, that you can't really compare because now they're technically in different universes because they just happen at different points in the timeline. But it's really great if you can just ignore all that fucking stupid goofy shit, because the story and the dialogue and like the witty banter between characters and the choices and stuff is still super great. It wasn't. Oh, I and many others were led to believe that it was the same people. Well, that's why, because they probably cheaped out and to save money. The lantern is great because you get 1 extra energy only on the first turn, though. So if you have a lot of cards, you can just fucking lay into a guy. We're gonna strong it off again. Hour and 21 run here, you know, casual daily run. Alright, we're gonna metallicize here. I'm gonna blind the shit out of this guy because he's dumb, even though he's not. Wow, this guy is actually attacking first turn. Holy shit, that is surprising. That literally never happens. Okay, we're gonna do here, and then we're just gonna bust the shit out of that guy because it does 40 fucking damage. Unblocked damage. Well, we'll just whirlwind and kill them both because 22 damage 5 times is gonna fucking rock anyone's socks. That's for goddamn sure. Andromeda they said no DLC for it. Really? There's gonna be no DLC for Andromeda? That's rough. I still need to finish Andromeda. We're like a third of the way through it, maybe a fourth, because I like to do all of the shit in Mass Effect games, like all the side quests and stuff, because I really love like the setting and the story and the characters and how they interact and stuff. So we should play that again sometime on stream. It's great because the thumbnail is just queers in space, and it's just the main character. It's funny. It's a joke. Feed is really nice because whenever you kill a non-minion enemy, which there usually never are unless you have like events like that or events like from before, you just get 3 permanent health. The 2 strength is nice, but we already have a shit ton of strength and ways to get strength, so every time for a DLC, but no, the memes get to them. I see. I don't even know what that means, and I could like speculate and stuff, but I literally have not gotten far at all because I've been doing all the extra fucking shit. Because I've just been loving the dialogue and the story and stuff. So. Harassed, an ornate building which appears abandoned. Play it on the wall, torn free. It reads, optimize that sentence for them. It reads, the library. Inside countless rows of scrolls, manuscripts, books. Go and close yourself up into a chair. So we could heal, but we have a bonfire coming up, so it doesn't really matter. So let's pick a card, shall we? 1 of 20. Is there anything good? The downside here is that we have to pick a card. We can't just like exit out and try to get the other option. Not really good choices here. Mainly stuff we already have, though. Copy of attack and power in your hand. We have enough energy where I think this is a good card, and we'll be able to use it every single time. Story takes place in a giant isolated building underground as outside conditions have become unbearable. Novel is mirrored with conspiracies, propaganda, injustice. We ponder if similar dynamics are at play with the Spire. I saw that, Mike. I didn't actually. I just saw you type out a message in the corner of my eye and then retract it, but I never got to read it. So you fooled me. You fooled me. Considering spoils. Oh. Well, thank you for not spoilering me. We're just gonna lift, get that extra strength. So now we have 7. New boss. Spooky boss. Yes. I really like the design of this boss. Because he has some throwbacks to like other games, and I just like the design. Like he's sitting on a giant dead bird skull with a pillow, and he's just this cloaked figure. He's a fucking like magical fire. So we're just gonna attack him because we drew all the fucking injuries. And not all the injuries, all the fucking curses. So we're gonna take 2 instead of 6. And then move on. So feed we can't use on these guys because they're minions. They have the minion debuff. Here we can just, you know, get 33 health back and just be at full again, no problem. Gain some block here, and then a little searing below this guy. D22. 714 gold we haven't been able to spend. Really? Well, that's great, because we're not going to be able to fucking do anything about that now, are we? With our no cards. This might be it. I think we're dead here. Because this guy does a lot of damage. And then you have your minions, his minions attacking you every turn. So, upgrade all. 37. I'm gonna do 15, more than 15, 4 times. That would reduce it by 14. I could do, yeah. So we're gonna do 3 extra damage this way, and then we'll do that. So let's blind this fucko. So now he only does 20 instead of 27. What do you fucking do? Shrug it off. What do we get? Another strike. Yee. So let's just get all that block up there, so we can higher the damage they take. So 13, 14. So right now we take 50% more damage, 25% less block, 25 less attack, which is not that great. Skill or power? Attack or power, right? Flex. We're going to dual wield, and then we're going to use Strike. Right, so we're going to Thunderclap, and we're going to Pommel Strike twice. And then he's dead. Yeah, problem solved. Didn't even die. But what did we get? At the end of your turn, just one health. Reach your hand. Bladed armor. Double tap, yee. Bludgeon is nice, but for 3. And when you upgrade it, it doesn't go down. So, next turn, next attack is played twice, and when you upgrade it, it's the next 2 attacks are played twice. And it's for 1 cost, so it's pretty great. I can already tell you without even looking at the descriptions that these are all fucking shit. These 2 over here are one-time pickup things, and this one just fucks you over and gives you a free energy. So we already have 5 energy. We don't need a 6th energy, first of all. We can no longer see tents, so we don't know if they're attacking or defending. Not good. Tiny house. You get 1 potion, 30 gold, 5 max health, 1 card, and 1 upgrade. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Or you get 5 cards, and you gotta pick one. Oh, they added a skip option. That's nice. Before you had to pick one, so you're always shoehorned into a fucking shitty draw. Like, we're not gonna add 5 cards to our deck. We already have 33. We're good. We might as well just pick up the tiny house because it gets us some stuff and an upgraded anger. Nice. And okay. Okay, bye. I'm not taking your extra card, by the way. Extra card's dumb. Alright. Last floor. What's it got? Alright. So we have the real spooky boss up here. All the icons change depending on what boss it is. The super spooky boss. I think we're gonna try to go for shops this time because we have 800 gold, and that's a lot. So these blob tar looking things. Ooh, no. They have lifelink, which means when one of them dies, they take 1 turn to do nothing, and then they regenerate for half their health. Yeah. So you gotta make sure they're all dead at the same time to actually kill them all. Slightly annoying when they alternate patterns like this. So you're gonna make sure that you split up the damage you do to them. It's slightly annoying, but whatever. Alright. 22 damage for each. And then 19. There we go, 19 each. With our high strength and high energy, and having that whirlwind has fucking saved us so much. No, I'll pass. That sentinel is okay. Because if exhausted, gain 3 energy, that's never gonna happen. So it's pretty much just gaining. It's pretty much just gaining blocks, so we might as well take it. But right. I'm gonna focus on the shops, so we're not really going to. Oh, fucking sketchy lady! Not really gonna worry about trying to get as many fights or relics as possible. It's gonna just secondary. From the darkness, an arm pulls you into a small shop. As your eyes adjust, you see a pale woman in sharp clothes gesturing towards a wall of potions. Buy a potion, now. Alright, I'll take a potion. It's technically better to buy as many as you can because they go up 10 gold each time. But whatever. Good, now leave. You exit this shop cautiously. Way to be pushy, woman. You're being so creepy. The end of his turn, gain 3 strength. Alright, they changed the icon, so I didn't know if it was actually changed. He's gonna gain 3 strength at the end of his turn, which is no bueno. Well, we'll take 1 damage instead of 2, because fuck you, that's why. Normal strike. Armament, sure. Let's upgrade Reaper here. 19. Alright, sounds cool. I already have enough blocks, so it doesn't matter if we use another one or not. So the burn cards, basically you just take damage when they're in your hand and you end the turn. Let's fucking get rid of that card. We're not going to take a damage for each card in our hand at the end of the turn. Even though it would probably be 0, we'd still take 1 anyways from the card itself. I ain't having none of that shit. Oh great. A burn. Oh, 33 damage. Look at that. Hope it's fun. Alright, you're dead. Now, the fucking whirlwind and the strength is putting in so much work. It's really just ridiculous. We're not going to take any of those because we're not going to add any more cards to our hand unless the cards are real good. Like Infernal Blade, when you upgrade it, it costs 0 and you can add a random attack to your hand. It doesn't have to be that you own, just any random attack. And it costs 0 this turn. So it's super great. Strange Fruit cards which exhaust when played instead are discarded 50% of the time. Not helpful at all. 10% more likely to get gold. Okay, not helpful at all. This, however, if we had less health, I'm trying to spend my money here, shop. You're giving me shit relics. I don't need any of them. They're dumb. I'm gonna buy this one anyways, because if our health is full, we gain an extra energy at the start of the turn. And we'll buy a Twin Strike and Infernal Blade. But you're dumb. I'm trying to give you my money. Stop. This fucking spooky ass guy. Who really doesn't do anything special. He just has a lot of health. So we're gonna Metallicize. And Flex. Alright, so since there's only one enemy, he's gonna take 18 damage 3 times. And strike. Actually, we're gonna defend twice and then Sentinel to get that 60% more damage. So now we do 28. So you have 21 and 23. You're not attacking. These cards just get to discard. He debuffs us, but pretty much basic enemy habits here. Of course, I used all of my block last turn. Well, let's gain 4 plated armor, shall we? Weaken him. Let's shrug it off. And then let's blind him. And so it lasts longer. Alright, I need speed here. It's exhausted when we use it, but we kind of just need to melt through his health pool, and then we can reap and get full health. So we have 1 extra health to lose when he hits us. Infernal Blade, blood for blood. Yeah, nice. This card costs 4, so usually when you start off the game, you can't even fucking play the card because every time you lose health, it costs 1 less, and then it just does a straight damage. So it's pretty nice. I should have flexed first to give us that 12 damage, but oh well. I could have duplicated that card because that card is no, it's a no, where is it? It is an attack. God damn. I could have cost 2 now. That's weird. Why is there a green number there? Green numbers usually means it's upgraded. Whatever. I could have duplicated that. We could have done 18. That might have been better. Alright. Fucking get rid of normality here. Let's double tap. So we can perfected strike him twice for 28 damage. Or we can just be angry at him. Yeah, problem solved. And then we can just do 13 damage 5 times, and he's dead. Because Whirlwind and Strength is so good. Getting this much Strength just from the start every time is super hard. But we just have a lot of curses, and we buffed ourselves with the Gyara. So we don't need another Perfected Strike, even though we're not really drawing it. We just don't need another one. Well, we're gonna be here for a while. So this is the giant stone head. This battle is the battle of attrition, and so basically what he does is, regardless of what you have, he always starts with the slow debuff. So it's what we already got from our modifiers here, but he always starts with a slow debuff. He basically just insults you when he's not attacking. And he's 500 health. What happens is he counts down, and then he doesn't gain strength, he just does more damage. So there's nothing you can do about that. So this guy takes a really long time. So let's get that underway, shall we? We're gonna armaments first, so everything is upgraded. And the metallicize inflex. It might have already been upgraded. No, one of our fluxes is. Alright. So now we have 12 strength. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna thunderclap. So let's do 24, and now we're gonna make it even double. So now we're gonna do 35, and then heal all that back. And then we're gonna gain 8 blocks. So now that we're at full health, next turn we'll get one extra energy. Probably not gonna help us because we have a lot of status cards and curses in our deck and stuff. But so we're gonna flex again. I'm just gonna then not even gonna bother. I could have gotten like one more damage out by playing the defend, but I don't really need to min-max against this guy because it's just a battle of time. Other than let's get that out of here. We don't want to take more than 1 damage. Okay, so we're gonna one free card, and it gives us the card that's free anyways. Bravo! All right, do that and do this. And this. We're gonna do 14. All right. You count down there, son. Okay. So we're gonna go anger, we're gonna cleave, then we're gonna dual wield, because that counts for the slow passive. So now we're gonna searing blow. Just get an extra one. Oh, I thought we had 1 extra energy. I guess not. Whoops. I should have played the double searing blow. That's unfortunate, but at least I played the copy, so both of them get included into the deck now. Let's draw a card first, shall we? No? Alright, well, double block here, and then we'll play this card twice. And we're gonna take some damage. Good thing we're not playing more than 3 cards. Does this count? It does. Getting rid of the curses does count. So we're gonna do 2 damage instead of 2 or 3. We also count for slow, so that's nice, I guess. We'll blind it, then we'll double strike, and then we'll whirlwind for 19 for 3. And then maximize our whirlwind here. Tick-tock. Tick-tock indeed. So you see, now he's just going to do like 30 damage and more every single turn. And it's kind of just like, yeah, good luck. So, okay. So we need 6 energy to play dual wield and the 2 perfect strikes and a block. So we're just gonna block, first of all. And we get the injury. Yes, alright. 1, 2, 3. Okay. We're just gonna feed. We can't play dual wield because we're gonna have 1 energy left over anyways, so we might as well maximize our damage for this fuckface here. This is just a normal mini boss. Garments. Gonna flex. Thunderclap. Anger. 37. Pommel strike for 46. Gold. Explosive from 10 to all. Raise your max health by 7. Oh yeah. We got another leveled up flex. Damage to all enemies and then burn to discard bow. I've never taken Immolate before, and whether it's super high strength, I think it's totally gonna be worth it. So the flex would be nice, but it's for 1 round, and we already have 2. We already have 2 flex pluses, so we might as well just pick up Immolate and see if we can use it. All right, I want to give you my money. Let me give you my money. When viewing your draw pile, the cards are shown in order. That's really helpful, but not for anything we're doing currently. It's actually really nice, but not for anything we're doing currently, which is sad. Become confused. Draw 2 cards. That is awful. That's dumb. What? It's totally not worth it. Okay. Take 75% more than 50. We're definitely gonna take this because we have stuff that does that. This is nice because we do have 2 cost cards. Bandage up is only 4 and you can only use it once. Okay, we're gonna use this instead. I have successfully used our 800 gold. Are you proud of me, Mom? That was not the one I wanted. That's not the one I wanted. Do you want to upgrade anything? Probably the whirlwind, honestly. No, the infernal blade. This costs 0. Yay, we're poor now. Either way, we're gonna open a chest, and we're gonna get an extra strength. So there's no point in actually getting one from the era. We're gonna just get one anyways from this chest here. So, because all of the past set chests. So, question marks are always gonna be good. So let's go this way. What do we get? Unplayable Ether. Alright. So this was the relic that I was talking about that we wanted to have before when we had 800 gold. So the merchant no longer runs out of cards, relics, or potions, and all of his prices are reduced by 20%. Except we're on the final level. At the very end, well, like halfway through, no more shops are gonna come up unless there's some in these question mark rooms. But even so, we have no gold now. So I'll take your fucking courier. And I'll just be on my goddamn way, alright? Alright. You come upon a dapper looking cheery gremlin. It's time to spin the wheel. Are you ready? Of course you are. That's a silly question, of course. I'm always ready. I mean, you could give me the free strength up from the curse. That'd be nice. But, alright. Yay, you win some gold. Oh, that was quite a sizable amount. It didn't tell me, it just added it up. Yeah, at least 200. So that's nice. Alright, what is this? Is it a shop? No, it is not a shop. As you head upwards, hopping from one floating shape to another, you slip and begin to fall. Alright, so this is one of the bad events you can get from the question mark rooms, so you have to discard a card. So we can lose Dual Wield, or we can lose Thunderclap. Ooh. Alright. We really don't want to lose Thunderclap because we just got 75 instead of 50 for the frog for vulnerable. Do we have something else that gives vulnerable, or is it just Thunderclap? Because it's just Thunderclap, we're gonna pass, and we're gonna get rid of, unfortunately, Dual Wield. Alright. You land with extreme grace before continuing on. Well, damn. 42. That would bring us close to full health, but we have another rest site coming up right before the boss. So let us power up Whirlwinds. Now it does 8 regardless. Right, shop. Spire lies an elaborate shrine to an ancient spirit. Pay 100 gold or desecrate 250 gold and get a free strength up. Yes, let's hoard all the gold again. Each time you strike the shrine, gold pours forth again and again. As you pocket the riches, something weighs heavily on you. Alright, we got one more chance to restore. Oh, I thought that was a store because it showed the background for a second, but no, it's it. The last chest we get, negate the next 2 curses you obtain. That is unfortunate. Alright, well, we have 9 curses now. We also have 11 strength off the start, which is super great. I can make it 12, but I think we should heal up here because this boss does not fuck around. He's like a bird man, but he has a knife in him. The first time I saw this boss, I was like, hot damn. That's a fucking cool concept for a boss. Right. So these guys are kind of just annoying fanatics. They buff themselves, and that gives them ritual, so every turn they gain strength or 2. I might have changed it. But this fucking guy heals for 10 at the end of the round. Whenever I play a power, he gains 1 strength, which isn't as bad. The Unawakened doesn't come until you kill him once, and then he just regenerates like a boss. And then he proceeds to fuck your shit after you kill him once, because he's not happy that you tried to kill him. He doesn't resummon these guys at all, which is nice. So we can just do 10 damage to all of them. And then we can start on our merry way, shall we? So we're going to metallicize. It's going to give him 1 strength, but compared to like the 2 or 3 you can get from other enemies, it's fine. We have 7 now. Well, we had 7. So we have a lot of energy to work with. That's the thing for sure. This bot, like, as much of a pain this boss is, like, he's less of a pain than the fucking Stonehead guy, but he's also just harder and cooler. So we're gonna Thunderclap with that 50%, which is now 75. So now we're gonna fuck his shit up. And we're just gonna do 53, and then 55, And I've never had this much fucking strength. Holy shit. It's fucking unreal. I'm literally just plowing through these guys like they're trash mobs. And a casual 103 from a single card. Might as well. We might as well drink this draw potion for another flex. And there we go. 19. What do we got? 78? Let's overkill, shall we? And of course, he is not very happy that we just killed him. Or attempted to. So basically what that does, it just brings him back to life. Nothing special. You would think that it would be a much cooler power because he loses all of his other cool buffs when you kill him the first time, but he also just does 41 damage or so every round, and he looks fucking awesome. Look at him. He just looks so cool. I love this boss. It has to be my favorite boss in terms of design. But now he just fucking hits like a Mack truck. So it's no bueno. I mean, thanks for the 3 extra health, I guess. Right, 16 damage twice, so now we can immolate for 32. Just get a burn. And now he has no more minions. So he is just going to fuck our shit now. That is why I wanted to be at as high of a health as possible for the second phase. Because he does not fuck around. 2, 4, 5, 6. That is a problem. Alright, well, we need to block something. Let's get our 15 health back, right? It's gonna fucking matter. And then 23. He also loses the slow debuff. He just gets rid of all debuffs, so we can't really take advantage of that. And when this card is drawn, lose 1 energy is super rough, especially if you only have like 4 or 3 energy getting to this point. It's super rough. 11 times 3? Nah, 8 times 3 is much better. Don't. A little ridiculous there, guys. So we lose 1. 14 time, and then we'll do 20 and draw a card. Armaments? Great, we'll use that on nothing and end our turn. Fabulous. Oh boy, there goes my energy. Alright, well, we'll lose 1 health, I guess. And we'll double tap to try to get some semblance of damage this turn. Because if you don't attack him, he's just going to take that 10 health right back. So these are Anthrol, right? Yeah, so at the end of your turn it just disappears. Oh boy, super helpful. Alright, well. Okay. There goes the damage I did last round. Oh boy, thanks for the 2 energy loss. Oh wait, Infernal Blade. Nice. Blood for blood. Take that, you scoundrel. We can flex, I guess. It's gonna be close. It's gonna be close, but I think we got him. Oh, he still has 100 health left. Maybe not. We're kind of getting fucked over, finally, from having too many curses and statuses in our deck. Even though we have 15 fucking strength right now. So. We'll do 23 damage. Man, let's get rid of that, shall we? Because we're gonna take 2 regardless. This is gonna be really close. Let's do 14 to 3. Alright, so we're gonna play this last. Oh yeah, that's right. I keep forgetting. Are you fucking kidding me? I keep thinking he has the slow debuff. He doesn't. So as long as... Oh, I never answered my coworker. Whoops. Hopefully she didn't go to bed. I totally forgot. Now I need to mess her back. Whoops. Alright, if we can do 13 damage, which we can, because we drew Perfected Strike. That was very close. We would have died that round if we had not gotten it. A deep pulsing dread can be felt throughout the room. Is this the heart of the Spire? The source of this evil? Be ready your blade. You'll deal 933 damage. Heart squirms and bleeds, but it is ultimately still pounding. Are your mightiest attacks not enough? It calculates this number from something in your run, if that's like the score of your run, or from something else, but that's a calculated number from like your relics and stuff, I guess. I still haven't figured it out. You ask yourself, have I been here before? You feel that you've dealt a total of 3,484 damage to the heart, and a total of 7 billion damage has been dealt by all those who've challenged it. Again, it's a game on Steam, so it just collects data from all the people who play the game, which is pretty cool. And the heart pulses louder and louder as consciousness fades. Boop, and then you just fall over and die. But now the majestic Spire whale always brings you back to life. Oh, it is your score. Gotcha. So it is indeed our score at the end. 99 damage with a single attack. We did that a bunch, actually, at the end. Money accrued 1,000 gold. Yeah, we got a lot of gold that round. All right, unlocks. You know, the things we had a chance to use this round. All right. I've been streaming for 2 hours and 15 minutes. Why did that just minimize itself? I have work tomorrow at like 2, but I'm also sick. I feel like garbage, and I'm super tired after drinking that alcohol, as it usually does to you. So thank you for stopping by. I still have a cut on my finger, and it still hurts, and I keep touching it like a fucking idiot. Thank you for letting me punch the microphone and you hearing it, and deafening you at the beginning of the stream. Because I was not aware it was that human in my room. Thank you for watching. I will see you soon. I can't use that line anymore because I don't stream often because I hate myself now. But goodbye.